Hi folks, Money Rider lads back again for a second part of our Cheltenham Festival. We'll be covering the last 2 days basically. Lots can change between now and then. As you have a quick look at the betting, you'll see quite a few runners here, there and everywhere. So something still to be decided, but we'll crack on and we'll start with the JLT Novice Chase. Won by York Hill last, won by the late Tarquin de Sol before, Val Tour before. So there's a few decent names in there that have won it.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well start at the top of the betting. Obviously, you know how much we love to pick out favourites. So, we'll start with Willoughby Court, who got beat last time out by what looked like a resurgent Yanworth, turning the tables. But yeah, we're very much improving and back on the up from then, so don't read too much into that. No. But won its last 3 or 4 before that, so including beating Yanworth. So obviously goes there with a very live chance, and to say at 4 to 1, you'd probably look to take it on with something else. In truth, I like the look of Terrafault. Nicky Henderson's run. Daryl Jacob usually picks up the ride for that. Beat Paul Nicholls, our surname, who jumped all over everything that turned up against him yesterday at Cheltenham. Yeah, at 10 to 1, coming from 20, so it looks fairly confirmed. Yeah, it looks fairly confirmed that will be where he's heading. So that would likely be my pick if I was going to take on the
another 10 to 1 there. Obviously, Mogus in the JP Silks.
Yeah,
he's a very good horse himself. I'd say capable of winning it.
Yeah, he's a very good jumper, very, very sound jumper. I do question his turn of foot ever so slightly.
Yeah,
and with
takes a while to get going.
Yeah, and with the hill, I think Sam won on him last time and said, in terms of his jumping, he's pretty faultless. But as I say, when it just comes to being shaken up, as he got that real turn of pace that you're going to need when you're going round Cheltenham, it's questionable. But
I think he's been a bit, since I've been following sport, he's been a bit sort of up and down. Something really quite impressive for him, and then sort of tail off, and then something back again, and he's been a bit up and down like that.
Like I say, that turn of foot could cost him against someone of Terrafault's possible improvement ability. He's got something about him that maybe if he does push the button early, he could leave a lot of them behind. I mean, me personally, no surprise, like the Mullins invitation.
There's another one that Mullins has liked over the years. He's won it a few times.
I mean, me personally, I've missed a couple of his races this year, if I'm honest with you. I've just been blindsided by where he's been, but I think he's a very good horse. I think he's more than capable of winning that. And at the moment, obviously, as we said before, prices can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at 7 to 1, I think is if you're going to take on Willoughby Colt, I think I'd go invitation only myself.
Yeah,
on that one.
Yeah, he won a couple on the bounce before coming unstuck against Monolith last time out, and Albon Photo came 3rd in that race. But as I say, there's not an awful lot in there that you would think is too much of a threat. As I say, we mentioned the possibilities of a couple of others higher up in the market.
Yeah, I've looked at Beneteau in the past.
Good horse.
Yeah, not bad horse at all in all honesty.
Gary Moore rates him a lot.
Yeah,
British.
Can he match Willoughby Court? Obviously, if he's there, and Bent Modus as well. You know what I mean? It might be a tough ask, but
12 to 1. I mean, it's a nice ask if it turned up. I mean,
yeah.
And he's not. It's not without the realms of possibility of him winning that.
No.
Depending on how others jump, there are better horses in the race, but on the day you'll see what happens when you really.
Yeah, no. So we noticed a drift in the betting as well for Modus to sort of 25 to 1. So whether they're considering other options,
they might. Exactly,
I can't imagine that he's literally doubled in price.
No, you wouldn't think so, would you?
For no reason. So they may, definitely be exploring other options there. So as I said, we're not experts. We don't know who's going where yet. It's all conjecture. So
definitely.
So if you're on the basis of how it is, who would you say your pick?
Terrafault. I would go with Terrafault. Yeah, as I say, and I think once the card is confirmed, I think you'll see 10 at 1 come in. So if you are a fan of that horse, because it was 21, so now he's 10. So it looks like, for all intents and purposes, that is going to be where he's headed. Yeah. So that would be where I'm going.
And yourself?
I think if Terrafault is definitely there, I think he's I wouldn't say shoe-in, but I think he may be just slightly cut above the rest of them.
He might be the one to beat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'd have to put.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to the Mullins. As always, yes.
Keep him happy.
I'm going to have to, and I'm going to go invitation only myself. Personally.
It's a good horse as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's the first one covered then, lads. We'll move on next to the Ryanair. Again, you know, last year's winners in Dassault. How do you top that? Valtours won it. Q Cards won it. A couple of others in there as well. Top Trainer. Nichols has won it a couple of times. Henderson's won it a few times. Yeah, Top Jockey Ruby again. No surprise. Yeah, so what do we reckon then with this one then, boys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Undersow's race to lose, as I say. I mean, he jumped all over, I think, at the Clarence House recently. Obviously, it wasn't Ruby Walsh that day, but same outcome. I suppose the trick from Mullins is where else do you put him after that? As I say, every other contest that you would look to put him in is hotted up over the last sort of 6 months. As I say, I had a crack at the Queen Mother and didn't go quite his way. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a sensible entry for him.
It can still be a tough race. If it's to be believed, you've got Waiting Patiently, Fox Norton, Top Notch. I think if Q Card
now
has obviously been confirmed to go there. So I mean, it's not going to be an easy race for any of them.
I know it's going to be a walkover for him. There's quite a few gone into it as well.
And obviously with Q Card confirmed his final, swan song.
Yeah,
before entry possibly.
Yeah, but obviously before, but obviously last festival go. I mean, surely would it be, heart over head? Most people going, well, surely Q Card.
Yeah,
one of those, So
it'd be nice to see it, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
10-1 William Hill. I've got a feeling getting closer to the day with more people, a little bit more, warming to it, and that will come in. But is that right?
I can see most of the money on the day going for Q Card for obvious reasons.
I
mean, but after his last run, going down only just 2 ways. He was very up and coming. You can't blame people, not just for sentimental reasons, but he's obviously still got a bit of quality about him.
He saved my weekend that weekend.
Well, basically, if his legs can still go up the hill, then why not? But I think that will be what most people will look to back on the day. But he does certainly seem to have his work cut out for him. But
I mean,
why not?
top notch Fox Norton.
Top notch for me, I was very, very impressed with, but disappointed with last time out. As I say, again in the same race.
Fox Norton's been a bit of a, I don't know, on that one.
Another sort of flat to deceive a little bit.
Another one of those that it seemed like he could have had a good season this year, going off the back of last. And
again, that's no guarantee as well, because I think from Tizard was possibly putting him back over a hurdle as well. So where do you squeeze him in at this stage of proceedings? But again, if you look at some of the entries, you've still got Min in there. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And all that.
No.
Again, lots could change.
Exactly. It's all they're putting them in there because obviously keeping your options open. We're aware that situations might change. They're going to change their mind, and they can do up until Sunday, Monday. So it's all hit and miss at the moment. But for me, in that race, after watching a couple of the other shows, very much a fan of him. So I always have been. And that for me will be a highlight of the week for him to come back and win that again. In my point of view, that would be definitely Undersow.
Yeah, I mean to say in the race you've got Undersow who's pretty much confirmed, Q Card definitely confirmed. Other than that, there are still options for all the other horses. But regardless of all that, as you know, I'm not the biggest Ruby Walsh fan. I do think it's Undersow's to lose. Just looking at the way he jumped last time out at Clarence House, I think everything's got a bit of work to do to get anywhere. So
I think you'd say Waiting Patiently after the win against Q Card. You'd think, that justly gives him that sort of second
a
spot.
joint favourite. There must be some murmur around that he will go out joint favourite. And he justifies being able to compete with Undersow, and it wouldn't be the biggest shock of the week if Waiting Patiently won that comfortably in some respect, because he is that good of a horse. Heart over head for me, Undersow, but Waiting Patiently is a very, very good horse. We've all seen that over the last couple. So but for me, Waiting Patiently, Undersow.
I think Undersow would probably be the most popular choice. To be honest.
Well, I can't can't really sit here and disagree unless I'm going for that sort of like a Q Card nostalgic vote kind of thing, So we're moving on now to the stayers. Lots have sort of happened with that over the years. Here we got last year's winner, Lake Nichols Kenyon. Fizzlecracks won it. Warren Greychicks has won it before for one of his, and then a Big Bucks won it 4 years in a row. Paul Nichols. So Paul Nichols saw a top trainer there for that one.
I'll let you take it on.
Right.
Know exactly where it's
Let
going.
me just quash a rumour, okay? Not at any stage did I think that the new one is going to win this race whatsoever. So there has been comments and from one particular gentleman on YouTube pretty much telling me to keep my money in my wallet.
Yeah.
Listen, anyone that knows me, I've been going to Cheltenham for several years and I've always gone with a certain expectation that the new one is going to run an absolute blinder and win me fortunes in Champion Hurdle. So far that has not happened. Now he's being stepped up in trip massively, because where else do you go, quite frankly. Nigel said that he is in the form of his life, but he said that for the last 4 years running in the game.
We've spoke to him personally at Sandown.
Yes.
Where he has assured us. He'd had a couple.
Yeah.
But he
I've got a
assured
picture
us.
to prove that as well. If
He
you want me to.
assured us that the new one will come close, if not win the Champion Hurdle that year.
Yeah.
He come 5th.
Yeah.
We're not calling anyone a liar. But it's just one of those. Is he? I mean, I've spoke to you about this before, being new to it. He's a fantastic horse, and I can honestly understand why the public have warmed to him. He's a public horse, you know, and they love, and he is. He's such a gritty horse. He'll win regardless. When it comes to the big event, he falls short. Not for any fault of his own. He has come up against some incredible hurdlers at the Champion.
No, I mean,
He's admitted that.
He's got his critics,
but maybe this
people
is...
want to look into depth in terms of the prize money that he's won, the races that he's won, the restrictions that he's had in terms of weight, especially over the last sort of 6 months. In races where he's been, you know, just slightly edged off by likes of My Tent or Yours, Mellon, etc. Because, you know, in ratings terms, he was the best horse in the race.
You can't knock what he's done, can you?
You cannot knock what he's done. Nigel said he's the best horse he's ever trained. Listen, if he's the best horse he's ever trained, then that's not bad going.
No, exactly.
He is a
That's
pretty
a decent enough accolade in itself.
No, of course.
So
as I say, I've got no expectation that he is going to win the Stayers Hurdle. He's stepping up to a trip that he's never been to before. It is a big, big ask. Will I back it? Yes, of course, because as I said to the gentleman on YouTube, if I don't, I will kick myself if he ends up winning finally. But at 12 to 1, if I have a tenner, who's to tell me not to? Would he be my bet of the day? Absolutely not. So I will let someone else talk about some other options.
Well, again, speaking to people on YouTube, with reference to Yanworth that I mentioned would be running, what was it? Over the first couple of days. They then go round and confirming for the Stayers. As we say, things can change. That proves that. I'm going to stick with him. I believe the phrase was, "What are you guys smoking?" In reference to Yanworth. I agree. He's very hit and miss. So I do agree with that gentleman. You know, that when he went for the Champion Hurdle last year, I couldn't understand why he went off favourite. I do believe the step up and trip will help him. I still believe he's a very good hurdler. He's not the best. I agree. He's not the best out there. I will stick with him because I just think that he can turn it on as and when. He has got a turn of foot. It's just whether he decides to use it. He's not the greatest of hurdlers, so he needs that turn of foot. But again, he's not always guaranteed to use it. So he's very hit and miss. He comes something like 9th in the Champion Hurdle when he went off nearly an odds-on favourite. It speaks volumes, you know. You can't justify that.
He seems to be another one. If you don't fancy it, you don't fancy
it.
Yeah,
he's just one of those. If he's not in the mood, he ain't going to turn up and give you what you want or what you expect. I mean, I don't expect a lot, like you. You know, you're not going there assuming that's the bet of the day. Far from it. But I do believe he's capable of something. So I will stick my neck on the line as you are. And I'm going. That
is the race I would say, particularly this week, we would love to get people's opinions on. Personally, although Super Sunday is the 3-to-1 favourite at the moment, a horse that seems to go any trip that you put him in. He's either he's either a 2-mile sprinter or he's an out-and-out stay. He beat Faheen last time out over 2 miles. He's now stepping up. He has won at this before beating Faheen. He was second to Apple's Jade, so he's obviously no mug. Personally, I will probably, my main bet for that day will be Sam Spinner.
He beat me to it.
He won
exactly where I was.
He won the long walk last time out. He beat the likes of Lammy Surge.
I think he was awesome that day. I think he was absolutely awesome that day.
Lammy Surge looked to have it sewn up, but again, we've said that about those about the colours quite a few times. You know what I mean, Harry again, who should look to be going very, very well. Little Rockefeller, who's just in the last 10 minutes come second to Old Guard as well. Old Guard, who we've not even mentioned.
Been asked to sort of watch that one back again.
So
and at 25 25-1. Another Yankee possibility. You chuck it in there, you just bolster your odds. But
so some big horses there that you know that he's got form over, and he won it very, very well last time. So that would be where my tenner's going.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there. It's Sammy Spinner all the way for me.
Yeah, more for me.
Yeah, as I say, that's the race we'd like to get people's thoughts on.
Definitely.
By all means, we're not smoking anything. It's just opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we move on then to the Triumph Hurdle, or JCB Triumph Hurdle. Last year's winner, Defi de Saul. Tiger Roll, which we spoke about briefly the other day. Nicky's won it 6 times. It's obviously something he likes. And then Barry's had Joy 5 times. So winning sort of combinations going around the block there, kind of thing.
Well, it looks like you could have it again.
It could well be.
It could, yeah. I mean, we have a dream of looking at here who's won his last 4 for Nicky Henderson. Very, very good horse on the looks of things. Beat Active Allure and the King of May last time out. Was a fairly comfortable outing, but before that, the likes of Sussex Ranger that he's beaten as well. 7-1 looks a fairly decent.
I was just going to say that 7-1. It's got to be a reasonable shout.
Yeah, very good price.
Again, all this it's not confirmed. It's
exactly,
all so they could move about. So if that price starts to come in, then again you take that as read. But 7-1. If it stays that, a horse that's won its last 4 can't be overlooked.
You've got second favourite Redemption in there. They look very impressive the other day.
Bloody good yesterday.
Very good run. Very good.
Alan King, I think Alan King said after that he's probably his best bet for the festival. And
you can see why.
You can understand why on that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, beat Paul Nicholls also.
If you didn't catch it, definitely go back and watch it.
Yeah, beat Malaya comfortably. Literally, he stayed out of trouble for the majority of the race. A couple of them went off really quickly and got reeled in sort of 3-4 from home.
Kept on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, in truth, Redemption needed one little slap down the back of him, and he was
away.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if we're picking, I think Apple Shakira's probably impressed more. I had to work at a couple of them. Not had it all its own way, but I still think he's very impressive. But Redemption for me. Especially going off the back of yesterday's win, I think we'll take all the beating. Like you said, Barry obviously got a lot of history with the race. But I just think with Redemption, he did look very solid. He looked like he just cruised round. To be honest with you, like you say, just give him a slap to let him know the race is, put it to bed, and he did it within strides. Obviously, it can be a different race at the JCB. It's going to be a tougher race. But I think Redemption.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Apple Shakira. She's obviously impressed when she has run.
Yeah.
She's a little bit like what I said about Samcro a little while ago. Again, I may get shot down for this, but I'm not 100% sure what she is. And if people are watching, my main question would be, what is it she's actually beaten so far? So if anyone wants to, step in and tell me some high class performer that I've missed out that she's, cantered all over, by all means. But you can only beat what's put in front of you, I suppose.
Absolutely.
She'll get the allowance, though.
She will get the allowance. So that's,
She's proved before, especially at a course like Cheltenham and at the festival, that it's a massive advantage. It's it's not just a little. I mean, it does. It shows, and it can be a turning point in the race. But I just think I would like to be. I mean, I'll take it on. I'm thinking that Apple Shakira is the better probably horse in the race. We'll agree, and with the allowance is going to help.
She seems to be the classiest.
But for me, the prices, I would take Redemption.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit split. After yesterday, it would probably be Redemption if you were asking me to pick one today. But we had a dream. I would have a look at that on the course of the day.
It's definitely Redemption as well for me, boys, on that one. So that covers that off nicely. We'll move on then. But Bartlett, Penhill last year. You know what I mean, Harry? You mentioned already won it before, Neil. John Joe O'Neill's won it twice. AP 3 times winner. What do you reckon then?
That's another tough one.
Still a lot yet to be confirmed. Obviously, in the novice company, there's still going to be a lot of chopping and changing. So again, nothing is confirmed. You got top of the market. You got Cracking Smart.
Joint favourite at the moment, William Hill, but
I mean he's
strange one.
Been beaten twice by Next Destination, who was sort of second favourite. Personally, I like the look of Santini, who has won over Cheltenham very recently for Nicky Henderson. That would probably be my my pick. Beat likes of Black Op and II Charlie that day, so nothing spectacular, but one seemed to win with quite a bit in hand. 8-1 seems to be pretty good value. He's also beat the likes of Chef de Zobo, who's in there now, 9-1. Chef de Zobo, you know,
interesting one, but
well, he's won his last 3, but it seems to have won in the mud. So whether he's going to get that sort of condition at Cheltenham is questionable. And whether
maybe he favours it. You know?
Yeah, whether it goes on good ground is again is a question. Again, French Raider. So whether they we
know our opinions.
So whether it will go on that ground. So you know, again, form is decent. I think he won sort of eased down by about 15 lengths last time, but again, that was a slog in the rain.
Yeah.
But Santini for me at 8s.
It's not bad, is it?
No, my likely pick.
I'm thinking cracking smart for me. I'm, you know, going against the grain. I'm normally very Mullins camp. Yeah. Love the camp, but and I'm aware that cracking smart has lost twice to Next Destination, but he's still a very good horse. He could, I believe there are certain times where it just changes. You know, it's more of a hopeful bet in some respects. I know he's capable of putting it to Next Destination. Yeah. Again, they have both been running over in Ireland. It has been on heavy, that sort of ground, so maybe the ground hardening them up will favour cracking smart, because Gordon Elliott does do well, and I do believe that, it's difficult. I think maybe Next Destination has had the edge of late. I just feel a turnaround.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit to fight.
I do, but I feel maybe with it being on heavy or whatever it's been, maybe the ground may play that final little piece of the puzzle that will edge him in front of Next Destination. Yeah. I mean, very good horse, Next Destination. Yeah. Very good horse.
That's where I was looking at.
Yeah, I just personally, for me, I think I believe Next Destination will go off favourite. They're joint at the moment at 6-1. Yeah. I see on the day, or even leading up to that, to be honest with you, when the confirmations come in, Next Destination will probably get quite heavily backed.
He's probably slightly, what you'd say, the bigger name, isn't he?
And a very proven horse at the moment, going into a couple of wins off his back. Yeah. But I'm hoping for a turnaround. So I personally will be going cracking smart on that one, to be honest with you, at 6s.
Fair enough. Be interesting to see who gets the ride on that as well, whether it be Jack Kennedy, Davy Russell. I know he's had a as well. So
that will be
interesting to see who gets. I'd imagine it would be Jack Kennedy.
I'd imagine so. And at the moment, it's very difficult to look past him as one of the informed jockeys going into that festival. So, I mean, if he sits on it, obviously there's a chance Ruby will be on Next Destination, would it be in Mullins, there's a chance of Danny Mullins, whatever it is. So, you know, but I think, I do. I'm looking for the turnaround.
Fair enough.
Personally, right, and you say you...
I'd Next Destination, I think, for me, personally. Again, there are other options, as you say, Neil. Conditions can come into play, as you say. Might throw a spanner in the works for a few of them, but I'd put me out on this Next Station.
Yeah, well, can't blame me on that one, to be honest with you. So brilliant.
Okay, well, that leaves us then to the next sort of big one of the festival, the Gold Cup.
Yeah, the showpiece.
Sizing John last year, Don Cossack, we spoke about at work actually the other day. Yeah. Conor Greaves won it as well. Arkle won it 3 times. Yeah. Desert Orchid, Courtauld Star, so there's an illustrious list there. No doubt about that. Obviously Nichols 3 wins with Courtauld Star there, and with words, because jockeys and stuff, they've all sort of had their hand on it once in a while, so there isn't really a sort of standout name from a jockey wins point of view. But people like Robbie Power, Nico's won it, they've all had a go basically.
And it'll be a very interesting one this year.
But interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, Native River for me. I'm not even gonna. There's no point. There are others in the race. Yeah. Might buy it. We hear had a run. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Course run. Yeah. Run, and they're happy.
They could be very happy with it, to be honest.
Which is obviously not the greatest news for me to hear.
But
after what Native River did when he come back, Sizing John yet to show any worth at the moment. Our Duke put in a very good run against Presenting Percy, so he's put his name back in the hat. definitely red, who we've obviously spoke about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at actually at 16s.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, Cotswold winner, beat the likes of Bristol Domain. Again, Bristol Domain not on its favoured ground. We touched on that very recently. But 16 to 1, and Brian Ellison pretty much said, look, if there's a race, we'll run it.
Yeah.
So,
And you can't blame him.
Don't necessarily think that if he runs at Cheltenham, he won't go to Aintree and vice versa. As I say, they're not going to hold back with him.
No.
And as I say, he's just won a Cotswold Chase, so at 16 to 1, is that a bit generous? I think so. Whether that's just a tribute to everything else that's in the race, maybe. Native River again was absolutely solid last time, Mike.
He was, wasn't he?
Mike Bite will
And
run
still
his race.
11 to 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I took that ages ago at whatever ploy, I can't remember what it was. 10s, 12s, something like that. It's more taking a punt, not running no bet. But when he came back to form, it was again Field's race. It was difficult to tell how it would pan out. A much tougher field when it comes to it, but I just think Mike Bite is there for the taking. It's very good odds, but he's so quirky.
Yeah,
I couldn't be trusting.
No,
It
only takes pretty much one mistake from Mike Bite, and then it's. I think the confidence is shot. But, we touched on it as well, whether it could come down to jockey bookings. Obviously, it'll be Dicky for Native River, Nico for Mike Bite. Whether experience will tell. But again, I think it would be foolish to say it's going to be a 2-horse race. It's never the case. You still got the likes of Jackadam, but in there. Up against it, if indeed he actually does have a run at sort of 25s, but he's hardly ever out of the place.
Exactly.
Federer booked in it again.
Yeah, of course. Edwolf in there at 25s from 100. So again, it's all conjecture. It might not happen, but you've got to look at these things.
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're not turning up just to make the numbers up.
No,
you don't often get massive shocks in the Gold Cup. Usually, the ones that are expected to run to form. As you say, Coney was probably the biggest outsider that maybe we've had in recent years. But you mentioned the likes of Don Cossack went off favourite that year. So again, I think the first 3-4 in the betting are likely to be there or thereabouts. But I'd need to see a little bit more from Size and John.
I think so.
To be honest, but running out of time. To prove, warrant anything other than
he's had a
third.
few runs where, I'm sure all three of us have probably, had a look, and
I imagine a lot of people would have.
Yeah, probably a lot of people did as well. But there's been a few times, isn't there, where you sort of thought, he's going to do it today, and
just didn't show,
come up short for some reason.
I mean, they're still happy with him at home though. So just going to say, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there'd just be a dip.
Yeah, again, didn't turn up and stuff like that, but that excuse isn't going to waver when it comes to the Gold Cup. But I don't know. I can't see past Native River. It's silly to say that it's going to be see past him because, like you mentioned, it could be anyone's race. It's happened before in the past. It's likely to happen again. But off the back of his return, I just think it's so impressive.
I would go as far as say Mike Bite was the first elite horse I got to see in a race, and was suitably impressed with it.
Fantastic horse.
But of course, you look at everything. You can sort of look with rose-tinted glasses sometimes, and it's like when you're a kid picking your first team kind of thing, or whatever, or your family sort of team or whatever. But when I watched that Native River one, God, was I impressed. As someone, like say, that's new to the sport, I was well impressed. I'd hate to change my mind, but I think I probably will.
I'll likely stick with Mike Bite, purely because I'm a big fan of Nicky at the moment. I think he's doing he's doing marvellous things at the minute. But I'll have a little nibbler at definitely red each way as well, I would imagine.
Again, a 16 to 1 would be a very smart choice on that front, to go from there. So, but for me, hands down, Native River is the one I'm looking for.
I'm going to have to go Native River, I'm afraid. I feel a bit dirty to say it, I feel like I'm going against him, but I think I was probably just more impressed by Native River. Oh, so that covers the Cheltenham Festival, the featured races. Obviously, there's lots of races on, as we all know. But hell of a lot to sort of cover and get through. So we just sort of picked out the highlights. And we'd love to know what you think. Get involved. Come join us on YouTube and
Yeah.
leave us some comments and get involved in the comments and thoughts below.
Yeah, others already have. So
again, you can find us on Twitter. We're there as well, and Facebook as well. So yeah, get involved and join the debate, basically.
Yeah. So a lot of you will be looking at it, screaming at us, saying, "Look, that's not going to happen. This not going to happen." You know, at the end of the day, as we've said, and we've said it, you know, week in, week out, we're not experts. Things are going to change from week to week. Entries are going to change. Horses are going to get pulled. That is, you know, that is racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know.
So none of this is 100% confirmed. So if you do hear anything, do let us know. So we'll get you a mention. You know, whether you think we're talking sense or
well, you know, we're here.
Ish as it may be. Who knows? But you know.
We're here to try and build a platform for everyone, aren't we? You know?
Any feedback is positive feedback. And so from our point of view, we can't stress enough. We're not experts, so we do need people's help. But what we're just trying to provide is a bit of a platform for people to have their opinions. There's no doubt none of you are going to get on ITV Racing anytime soon. So, you know, get involved. Let us know if you hear anything before we do. 2 weekends to go to the festival. So
bring it on. Yeah.
Very close now.
Countdown is on.
Definitely. All right, we'll see you again next time.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.